How are you, Phil?
Outstanding, Laura Lynn. How are you?
I am well. So we're just kind of entering into the summer now, and I think it's a great time for folks. Get outside, get a little bit of that vitamin D, try to make folks happy, right?
Yeah, I was on my bike and I rode for 8 miles and I ran for four.
Wow, good for you. Holy cow. I haven't been on my bike since my massive accident 3 years ago when I fell in this neighborhood in upstate New York, and then there was a rabbi, there was a florist, there was a funeral director, there was a nurse, there was a paramedic. I mean, half the town, like think of every field, there was an attorney, all of the stuff. And they all gathered around me and they did a prayer circle. And as much as I make fun of it now, I could not move for a few minutes. I cracked my helmet like
Oh my.
wide open.
Wow.
Just I was really tired after a long ride and put my water bottle in through the spokes of my front wheel instead of in the cage. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, there was that, right? So, but
I had a similar experience, but without the prayer circle.
yeah, it was crazy town, but it was wonderful. Everybody tried to, help me, get me into the ambulance, like the whole thing, right? So that was all good, but maybe, we'll kind of segue back into the show and what this matters and what's going on. And so why are we talking about ambulances and bike rides and sunshine? Well, there's a method to our madness, right? So I'm Laura Lynn, co-founder of Helpopedia, and my partner over here in heart-centric people, community building stuff, Phil Vitrano. And our topic today is about the great exhaustion, and where that segue kind of made sense with biking and running and being out in the sun and, until you put your water bottle into your spokes, which is not a happy place. It's what are the things that we can do collectively to help each other and help ourselves get through this great exhaustion. So that's what the show is about today. Maybe, Phil, you want to set us up and talk a little bit about what you're seeing in your clients, the parents and the students that you're supporting, thinking about college or options that don't include college after. How's everybody feeling? To dial us in. What's going on?
Sure, sure. And I also work with a variety of different businesses, so I get the sense, and I'm speaking with other HR folks who provide benefits to employees, and it's the morale generally is really struggling, especially even hiring and finding good people and strong people and even people who could show up to even interviews that they've signed up to. So there's definitely a level of anxiety, a lot of stress associated with the jobs that people are doing, and then the organizations are leaning more and more on the folks because there's less and less of them, and they like to run a lean, mean kind of operation without a lot of extra workforce to support those folks. So sometimes they're overworked and working long hours, and not much backup support for them in even when they're going on vacation. So these are times where people are struggling, and they need to keep their jobs because this is how they're paying their bills and things like that. So generally, people are just exhausted in the workforce, and it's whether or not they're working for a company that is a great company to work for, that they'll support them along their stressful journey, either in the work or at home too.
And for those of you that may be new to the term, the great exhaustion, I don't know who coined it, but it's been out, I guess, for a few months now. And what it references is all the stuff Phil was just talking about. So it's all the burnout at work, how there have been lots of layoffs, either public ones or silent layoffs. But the net is that people are doing the jobs of more than one person, and they're not getting all of the help and support they need from coworkers, because coworkers are also burnt out and productivity is at an all-time low in 75 years and communications down. And a lot of people just feel that sense of like, right? Just total dread. And you couple all that with the environment that we're in of 24/7 news, everywhere you go, even beauty salons or this, that's 24/7 news. And we're hearing about these atrocities worldwide, lack of peace, uncertainty, global economy, crazy upcoming elections and wars, and just horrible things. And so we're inundated with all of this. And it's that combination of how we feel burnt out at work and hopeless because of everything that's going on. That's called the great exhaustion. And it's exhausting, right?
Yes. So on that note of the dog playing with the
Oh, did you hear the
dog
squeaker?
toy,
I tried to have her quiet, but she was sleeping.
so that's one of the solutions: is get a dog in your house, and let them play with the toys, and that'll relieve some of this overwhelm that you're feeling.
That's right. No, but like legit, thinking of ways that you can experience joy. Not everything has to cost a lot of money. My dog running around. So yes, pets do have a cost related to them. You've got all the veterinary medicine and all of the stuff that they need. And you have to be able to devote time to them. They're living things and they need love. They need affection. They need attention. They need, all that stuff besides just food. And it's no different really than people. We need all those things too. And so you have to make time and find ways. But yes, my dog, the marvelous Miss Maisie, brings me enormous joy, even if she's interrupting recordings. Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. And then certainly the news is definitely hampering the outlook of the country and the world too. I just I just turned on TV and they're talking about the climate issue that's happening in Alaska, where it melted some of the geography there, and now this iron ore is coming up and all these minerals, and now the beautiful waters of Alaska are now orange. And so this also will impact tourists, or they'll come now see what it looks like to have orange water in Alaska. But it's not a good thing where have had such an impact on our environment, and now the Mother Nature is hitting us back.
Right. It's everywhere. The Doomsday Glacier is melting, right? Oh my goodness. And OCAA, the Hurricane Association, has just forecast the worst hurricane season ever is what's expected next. So you have all of this stuff, all this negative stuff. And so we know what the negative stuff is. Let's focus on the positive stuff. So what can people do to help each other if they're experienced in the great exhaustion?
So definitely surrounding yourself with people who could support you is definitely, and if it's pets as well, that's something that's really important. So definitely, assess your situation. How many folks can you lean on as it relates to supporting you in burnout, either it's at work and or at home? And certainly, if you're surrounding yourself with experts to provide you with great strategies and support, that is also tremendously helpful. I know meditation is definitely a method that Helpopedia utilizes, and it definitely helps reduce some of the anxiety that we're going through. I've learned some great tips from Christine, who's our well-being chapter, Christine Bernat. And so, and there's so surrounding yourself with great people who care about you is definitely one of those recipes, and definitely leaning, towards them for assistance if you're experiencing this great exhaustion. And certainly turning off the news once in a while can absolutely help.
Keeping the news off.
Yeah.
Petting your pet. That can create great joy, release endorphins. She doesn't like it so much, but yeah, there we go. That you went into that, huh? Yeah, okay. So there you go, live on, recorded. But pets, no, they can, and getting you outside with them, walking with them, just enjoying the peace of the neighborhood. I do that. I go out for early morning walks where it's just us, the deer, the bunnies, some of the squirrels and chipmunks and birds. It's beautiful. We have the neighborhood to ourselves, and I just go and enjoy it and embrace that time together. And let her putts, no speed walking or anything. If she feels like jogging a bit, great. If she feels like sniffing every blade of grass, fine. We do that too, whatever she wants. And that's a wonderful way to relieve some stress. What other ways do you have besides, of course, maybe we could talk about Helpopedia, leaning on members and how we help each other?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have weekly opportunities meetings, and we're sharing opportunities that we have for each other, and that's another way of helping each other to identify new business. Other ways that we help each other is to share the requests that we have and identify the what strategies and ways that we can help each other in whether it's personal or business perspective.
And it's more than that. It's like you said, it's asking for help like in all kinds of ways. I mean, we are Helpopedia, so we're here for helping people, youth development, community development, but definitely each other. And it's nice to have that community where we're a close-knit group and we've been able to lean on each other going through various things. That's wonderful too. It's not just like, hey, how do you help me? But you can feel really good about helping another community partner who asks for something. It may not be a lead, it doesn't have to be that all the time. Sometimes it's just, hey, I've got this thing or whatever the thing is, and I need ideas. What do you think? Review this for me. How can I make this better? And just, you feel good about helping other people. I mean, that's what's nice too.
Absolutely. We've had many requests where we're reviewing each other's work and providing some quality feedback and helping, and we feel good about it as well in helping accomplish those objectives. And there's certainly, when you're at work and you are overwhelmed with a lot of work, the question is, how do you reduce that? Are there ways to, to optimize the time that you have and work smarter and not harder? And you could certainly, talk to folks who do this for a living and identifying opportunities to reduce the amount of work that you have and see if it can be done in other ways. And certainly delegating is always an option. But of course, that could also provide you more work to do because now you're training somebody. But in the long run, that definitely could help if you're getting, a world of work in that area where now you're being prepared for the next time that there's an avalanche of work in that area too.
And going to your boss, I know I have this conversation with one of my sisters where, wow, she's so overwhelmed. She's got 2 jobs going on, and it's not fair that employers are putting this burden on their workers. And you've got to be made to be comfortable to speak up and say, wait a minute, I can't do every evening and weekend. And it just comes to be expected and people don't appreciate it. It just further fuels that cycle of burnout and the great exhaustion, right? It's just adding fuel to the fire. And you should be, no matter what your position is, prepared to go to your boss and say, look, I get it. Everybody's working harder. We're down. So-and-so left, so-and-so this, that, whatever gaps, revenues are down. We got to do the best we can. But this is really, it's too much. And so work with your boss to say, help me prioritize. Go there with, your list, right? Of like, I'm famous for all of, as you know, my lists, right? That's me. I'm a list girl. And go there with your list and say, hey, boss, this is my list of things. Can you help me prioritize them? That's a really good exercise in addition to time management, like doing Pomodoro cycles. So you work for 25 minutes full on, ignore your phone, ignore emails, ignore everything, and then go, when your 25-minute Pomodoro timer goes off, and spend 5 minutes, maybe 10, doing whatever you need to do, filling up with, with water, heading to the whatever, get your another coffee, go to the restroom, whatever you're going to do, scroll social media, and then set another timer, 25 minutes. And it's amazing how much you can knock out.
Excellent advice.
I have more. And I have, every once in a while, I have conversations with someone who is can be really, really challenging. And we all have those conversations that can be difficult, right? And so I have this, it's a chakra healing stone. And so there's all the chakras, like from, heart to sacral chakra and all the different colors that are represented. And it's It's concave and convex here, right? Remember physics? And it's really nice. It's a soothing stone. And so you hold it and you just, you rub on it like that. And it can just keeps me focused, keeps me attuned to the conversation, even though the things I might not want to hear and I want to be able to tune out and just go away from it or be drained from it. It's like, all right, stay focused, stay focused. And so this is a good thing too. Good option.
Yep. And certainly from a student perspective, they're feeling the pressure of school. They're feeling the pressure of getting into a college. And this is something that I certainly help them and support them. They definitely need support and health too as well during this process because it is overwhelming. And certainly they've never done this before. So you want to provide them with folks who are experts to support them along the way instead of having them try to figure it out themselves. It's really a big ask that you're asking your child to do all this work, and or they don't know what the extent of the work is, and they'll do minimum requirements, just like the guidance counselor says,
Right.
is they're going to haphazardly pick a list of colleges. They're going to fill out their applications as best as they can, and then submit the essays as best as they can, and then submit it and hope for the best. But not necessarily is that the ideal situation to find a college that they're going to socially thrive at and academically thrive at. There's over 3,000 colleges. The question is, how did they arrive at the ones that they've selected? Was it based on popularity? Was it based on prestige? What was the logic and the factors associated with that? And I'm sure it's not an incredible research effort for all 3,000 colleges. I assure you.
And it could be proximity. Maybe people are choosing colleges because they want to be close to home and come home often on the weekends. That's great. That's a factor. Use that as a criterion, right? Or maybe you want to go to a smaller place that feels a little bit more like family and that people care about each other. That's good too. You've got to go through these choices. And it's the same thing, bringing it back to the great exhaustion. Maybe this isn't the right time for you to go to college. Maybe college isn't right for you at all. Whatever it is your next thing. It's taking that time while everybody's going through this period of, I don't know, it seems to be endless malaise since COVID reared its ugly head a few years ago. But if people just paused long enough to say, what do I really want? What's important? What makes me happy? What are the little things that I can be grateful for? And what can I surround myself with? Dogs, pets, people, happy people, not toxic people, and that surround and support you to lift you up. I mean, these are questions worth asking yourself.
Outstanding.
What else, as we could wrap up our quick little show here on the great exhaustion, how we are definitely here, Helpopedia, not just Phil and I, but a whole bunch of folks who do everything from meditation to healing to life coaching to business coaching to college coaching to therapy to all kinds of stuff, mentoring,
parent coaching.
Yeah, all of it. That we're
Tutoring.
there. And our community partners, aka members, we lean on each other too. And it's a wonderful place to be and a wonderful group. Like we said, like heart-centered people. You see it in our logo up there behind Phil's head. And it's the heart is, like I said, at the center of all that we do. Yeah, you can grab it. Ooh, you can pinch it. You can squish it. Remember, I love all those pictures where they're like squishing the Eiffel Towers and landmarks and things. Yeah, we could do the squish. Here we go. Right. Well, with that, we are going to wrap up the show on the great exhaustion. And for those of you that are feeling exhausted, lean on other folks. Come to our site. Are there things that we can help you with? There's a lot of free content and resources there, as well as paid resources, of course. And there are ways that you can just enjoy the outdoors, go biking, go running like Phil. Don't go biking like me because it always ends up with a trip to the ER. Go into the forest, enjoy forest bathing, take a stroll early in the morning, appreciate the sunrise, watch the sunset. There are so many ways and things that you can do, no matter really where you live or what your socioeconomic status is. You can find a way to bring some joy into your life. And we hope that you do. And if you need help, we're here to help you.